I have tried to put together a bit of a showcase of the flowers I do. Can't put them all in one box, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, because I've got so many. So here is a quick picture of our flowers. There are 18 sorts of roses in colours. You've got carnations in there. You have got gerberas in there and something else that I can't remember, hydrangeas. So that gives you a quick idea of the colour range. Now, these little roses, I also have large roses. Look how big they are in comparison to the small ones. Now, I did say this was the biggest, and it most certainly is. So, in comparison, the smallest is going to be the tiny, tiny little chrysanthemum, which I've got in various colours. So that's giving you a little bit of an idea of what we do. We also do, Julie likes these because these are the small peonies. And we've also got some camellias. And the last one we've got is orchids. All in various colours and hues, I'm very pleased to say. So my question for you is, why should you come to Soap Posies for all your floral needs? I'm about to tell you a story. Please don't go to sleep. Right, in Covent Garden, there is the big fruit and flower markets. It spans over 32 acres in size. It is enormous. It takes over, the two sets of markets take over £640 million turnover per year. Flowers are big business. We know fruit and veggies too. Flowers are big business. However, by the time they get to Covent Garden, they have been on a journey. So I'm going to take you to Holland. I've been to this market. So on a Sunday, flowers are cut and taken to the market for first thing Monday morning. And the market starts at 4 a.m. The buyers from around the world are sitting there and they are choosing which flowers they want to buy. And by midday, all those flowers are then put into refrigerated containers and they are loaded and sent all around the world. So if they're coming to Britain, in the refrigerated lorry, it will come through the tunnel if it's coming down to Covent Garden, or it will go to the Hook of Holland and across by sea. So it will land in our country sometime Monday, late afternoon, etc. Then it's got to be driven all the way to Covent Garden or whichever flower market it's going to. Covent Garden opens between 4 o'clock in the morning and 10 o'clock in the morning. So there are loads and loads and loads of people flooding themselves to get those fresh flowers. But they were picked a couple of days ago. That's why they're in refrigerated lorries. So the wholesalers who've gone to Covent Garden, they choose the flowers they want. They've then got to be distributed here, there and everywhere. They've also got to go into refrigerated lorries. Again, this time they've got to have their stems cut again. So the flowers are getting smaller in size. They probably land at your local florist on a Wednesday. The florist then has to cut the stems and we have a thing called conditioning them. They go into water with some liquid flower food to keep them fresh. So you might go in on a Thursday or Friday or on a Saturday and you might choose those flowers. They're already a week old. They're deteriorating. So you choose your flowers, you take them home and you put them in a vase or you put them in an arrangement. Happy days, they look glorious, you love it. But they're already dying. So you have to change the water. You have to cut the stems down. You get that horrible brackish smell of nasty water if you leave it too long. Oh, yuck. And they will die and they will end up in the bin. Probably about 2 weeks is the maximum that you will get from any flowers that you buy from a shop. Supermarket ones, don't forget, they do exactly the same. Doesn't matter where you get them, they are on their way out. Now, what you probably don't realise is that because everything's got to be kept cool, that's why florists are always dressed up to the nines with handlings and all sorts of things to keep themselves warm. The problem they have is that as the flowers nations as a bunch, one of those might go. So they've only got 9 that's saleable. So they're forever having to revamp what they've got in their shop to sell you. But there's the funeral and we all die. And the funeral market is lucrative and they sing you for all of those flowers that are already half dead. The opportunity they've got is to cut the oasis so they can, the flowers so flowers have a longer lifetime. You can use our flowers, you can put them on a table, you can admire them for as long as you want. Hardly anyone uses them as soap. So, best thing, my flowers, the smell will last up to 8 to 9 months, depending where you put them. And providing they're not in direct sunlight, they will keep their colours as well. So I ask you, why don't you buy Soap Posy flowers? Because mine will last and last. They won't wilt. They won't need watering. And by jingoes, they are beautiful because they're too beautiful to be soap. So anything you can think of that you would use flowers for, I'm your girl, with one exception. Anything that has to go outside, weather could be inclemental. If any of the petals get wet, they literally will turn into bubbles and soap. So if it doesn't have to go outside, if you want flowers done for your venue indoors, we can do it, whether it's a wedding, a conference, whatever you think of, we can do it for you. And we can send them all the way around mainland Great Britain. So my charges always include postage and packing. I don't have hidden fees like certain people like Interflora and Teleflorist, because you get to the checkout and you press the button. Oh my goodness, there's £9 for it to be delivered. No, I'm not like that. I'm upfront and I'm honest. So there we go. That's why you should buy from Soap Posies. Pam from Soap Posies, too beautiful to be soap. Has anyone got any questions?